What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. And I'm starting off my Premier League predictions. I'm not going to do every single fixture every week. I may even miss some weeks, but I'm starting and I'm hopefully going to be doing most weeks. I've picked a select few games for the opening match day of the season. Can't wait for it to start on Friday. Brentford, Arsenal Friday night, and then there's a ton of games Saturday. So let's get into it. Brentford v Arsenal. Brentford, first time in the Premier League in their history. A great achievement for them. I know a little bit about that Tony up front. But other than that, I don't really know their squad. I've heard of a few of their players, just very little though. I don't know a lot about them. I've heard that they play attractive football on the most part. And I saw a little bit of them in the playoffs, but not a ton to really be an expert on them. Arsenal, I think, have made some good signings. I think they've looked okay in the pre-season, but again, that kind of same problem for Arsenal on the defensive side of things, I think. Because in the games I've watched, the attacking side, they're doing all right and they're in games, but then they let themselves down at the back. And I'm going for an upset out the gate on this one. Brentford, newly promoted, they're going to come into this season really hungry. And I think that they'll get a result because of that in this game. I think they're going to be at Arsenal out of the gate, and I think Arsenal will struggle. So I'm going to go for a home win for Brentford. I'm going to say 2-1 Brentford. Next up, Manchester United versus Leeds. Obviously, a good season for us last year, and even though we didn't win any silverware, getting second in the league, I think we overachieved a little bit with the squad we had. And we've made some good signings with Sancho and Varane, so technically we should improve this year. But I still just think there's a couple of teams ahead of us that we need to catch and prove that we're capable of being just as good as them or better than them. So I've gone for a home win for us. Leeds, obviously, there was that crazy game at Old Trafford last year against them. McTominay had a out-of-this-world performance. But they always worry me because of how they play, Leeds. They're always going to concede, but they're always going to score as well. And they're not fearful of, even if they go behind in games, they don't change their style, and I like that about them, even though it doesn't always work out, because more often than not, it does work out. But I'm going to go for a win for Manchester United, and I'm going to go for 3-1. Next up, Burnley versus Brighton. Burnley, they're kind of like the new Stoke to me. And that's not any disrespectful thing. They just know how to get the job done. Don't play the most exciting football, but it's effective. Brighton, one of my favourite teams to watch in terms of just how they play and pass the ball around and their system that they have. But I've gone for a draw in this one. Maybe I'm giving Burnley a lot of credit there, but I think Burnley are very tough, one of the toughest teams in the league to go to their place and get results because of how they play. So I've gone for a draw, and I'll say 1-1. Everton versus Southampton. Southampton have got a few good buys. They've just got Armstrong from, I think it's Blackburn. Seen him a few times in the Championship. Good technical player. Can score goals. Whether he can cut it at this level remains to be seen because he's very small, but he seems quite stocky and strong for his size. Not too sure. I can't remember who Southampton have got in terms of players they brought in other than that Armstrong. I think they'll do all right this year. I feel like they have a little bit of a step down though compared to last year. Everton, there's a lot of talk of Rodriguez leaving. If he goes, I think it's going to be a big problem for them. Pickford, I saw against United in the pre-season game, looked like he had a shocker. Had a good Euros again, I thought, Pickford, but he always plays better for his country. And I think Everton, it's going to come down to a lot to if Rodriguez stays and how good of a season Calvert-Lewin can have. I've gone for a draw in this one, and I'm going to go for a 0-0. Next up, Leicester versus Wolves. I've predicted Wolves to get relegated this year. I think with Nuno going, Jota leaving, I think Traore will leave. Jimenez has just come back from injury, so that's a little bit of a bonus for them. But I think Neto's out injured as well. I just think that they're going to struggle with certain players that have left and obviously Nuno going. So I predicted them to get relegated. And I do think that Leicester will win this game. Obviously just won a cup again recently, defying the odds again, Leicester. And I've gone for a home win. I will say 2-0. And then lastly for this week, guys, Tottenham versus Man City, Sunday. A lot of stuff with Kane obviously going on. I think that they're going to struggle again this year, Tottenham. I don't think I think they'll be a 6th or 7th position. But for a club that, it's not good enough for that, for a club of their size, let's be honest. Yeah, I just think they're going to struggle. I think they'll do all right, but they're not Man City, they're not Chelsea, they're not Manchester United, they're not Leicester. and they're not Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? And they should be up there with them teams. They always get mentioned with them, but I don't think that they should really at the moment. So I've gone for a Man City win in this one, and I'm going to go for 2-0 Man City. So that's it for this week's predictions, guys. I can't wait for the season to get started. Getting your fantasy league team sorted if you're doing that this season. I'm in various leagues from the Premier League website. I do it every year. And I can't wait to get going this year, man. The Euros I enjoyed for the most part, outside of England losing. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Don't know if I'm going to watch the Brentford Arsenal game or not. I might try and catch a bit of it. But then Saturday, there's a ton of games. I am probably going to be out Saturday doing a bit of work. But I'll probably do a video regarding United at some point as well, how they get on. And maybe just a few of the other fixtures. But I'm not sure about the next video for this one yet. But I'll catch you guys soon. Hope you enjoyed this one. I can't wait for the season to begin. Have a blessed day, guys. And I'll speak to you soon.